Intelligence is not just about accumulating knowledge. It is about reflection, adaptability, and wisdom. Islam, through the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, offers timeless principles to sharpen our minds and enhance our understanding of the world. In this video, we will explore 12 techniques inspired by Islamic wisdom to develop our intelligence and create balance in our lives, both intellectually and spiritually. 1. Eliminating unnecessary negativity. Imagine carrying a bag full of stones every day without ever putting it down. These stones represent toxic words, draining relationships, and negative thoughts that accumulate without you realizing it. But what if you could let go of this weight? Distancing yourself from toxic people and situations. Some people leave a heavy imprint, a feeling of exhaustion. They are the ones who doubt you, minimize your achievements, or drag you into a cycle of complaints and pessimism. Distancing yourself is not running away. It's a choice not to feed into unnecessary conflicts, not to absorb negative energy that does not belong to you. Observe your surroundings. Who inspires you and who drains you? The answer to this question defines what you truly want to allow into your life. Setting boundaries to preserve inner peace. Saying no is reclaiming control. It is not about hurting others, but about protecting yourself. Your energy is precious, and if you distribute it without limits, you will have nothing left for yourself. Set clear boundaries. Don't respond to every demand. Don't accept everything out of fear of displeasing others. Protect your mental and physical space as a sanctuary. Only those who respect it deserve to enter. Adopting a positive and grateful mindset. You see what you choose to see. Focus on what elevates you, and negativity will lose its grip on you. Gratitude is about seeing the light even in the shadows. It's not about ignoring problems, but recognizing that despite them, there are always reasons to move forward. Each day, write down 3 positive things, no matter how small. This simple exercise transforms your perspective on life. Negativity exists, but it's up to you to decide whether it occupies your mind or stays at the door. 2. Listen more and observe. Silence is an art that few master, a strength that many underestimate. In a world where everyone wants to speak louder than the other, where responses are often faster than reflection, knowing how to listen becomes a rare and precious skill. Yet this is where discreet but formidable intelligence resides, the importance of active listening. Speaking is easy, listening is understanding. When you truly listen to someone, without interrupting or preparing your response in advance, you uncover what lies behind the words. It's not just about hearing a voice. It's about grasping emotions, nuances, and unspoken truths. How many arguments have erupted simply because no one was actually listening? Active listening is a key that unlocks better relationships, unexpected opportunities, and a sharpened perception of the world. Observing to better understand the world speaks in silence. Gestures, glances, and pauses often say more than words. A furrowed brow, hesitation, a closed posture. These are all signals that many ignore. Those who know how to observe understand situations before others even realize what is happening. Observation also means being attentive to the environment, social dynamics, and recurring patterns. Who influences whom? Who follows whom? These details, once noticed, help you navigate any situation, anticipate reactions, and choose your words wisely. Gaining wisdom through silence. There's a reason why the wisest speak the least. They let others express themselves, analyze, filter, and then respond at the right moment. Their silence is not an absence, but a preparation. Make it a habit to observe before acting. Listen without rushing. Keep to yourself what others reveal too quickly. Intelligence is not just about what you say. It's about what you understand before even speaking. And sometimes, silence speaks louder than 1,000 words. 3. Living in the present moment. Close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath. Can you feel the air entering and leaving your lungs? That is the present moment. It is here, right before you. Yet how often have you let it slip away, caught up in the regrets of yesterday or the worries of tomorrow? Appreciating today's blessings before they disappear. We are all chasing something, a better job, a bigger house, more recognition. But in this pursuit, how often do we truly savor what we already have? Health, friends, a warm meal. These simple things are often only noticed when they are gone, yet they are here now. What you experience today will be the memories you cherish tomorrow. So why wait? Take time to appreciate the small moments. A loved one's laughter, the feeling of the sun on your skin, a song that moves you. Everything is fleeting. Letting go of the past and future. The past is like a book already written. You can reread it as much as you want, but you cannot change its pages, so why cling to what is over? The future, on the other hand, is an unknown story. You can imagine it, fear it, but you cannot fully control it. So why torment yourself with what does not yet exist? Living in the present means accepting that the past should be a teacher, not a prison. It means understanding that planning is useful, but anxiety is not. Being proactive. In your actions and choices, living in the moment does not mean being passive. On the contrary, it means acting fully, here and now. Every decision made today shapes your future. Every action taken now prevents future regrets. Instead of just dreaming about your life, live it. Ask yourself, if today were your last day, would you have lived it fully? If the answer is no, then it's time to open your eyes, take a deep breath, and focus on what truly matters, the present moment. 4. Seeking knowledge. Imagine a traveler walking through the desert, thirsty, in front of him, a well. He draws water, drinks, but never fills his flask. Just a few steps later, thirst returns. This is what life without learning is like. A wandering existence where the mind slowly dehydrates. The only solution? Constantly drinking from the well of knowledge. Lifelong learning, a religious obligation. In Islam, the pursuit of knowledge is not optional, it is a duty. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, seeking knowledge is an obligation upon every Muslim. But this knowledge is not limited to prayer or reading the Quran. It includes an understanding of the world, a curiosity that extends beyond the walls of a mosque. Every day is an opportunity to learn, reading a book, listening to a teacher, observing the behavior of others. Even mistakes are lessons. The one who thinks he knows everything stops growing. The one who realizes he still has much to learn progresses every day. Balancing religious and secular knowledge. Some believe they must choose faith or reason, science or spirituality. But Islam does not separate these two worlds. Look at history. Al-Khwarizmi, the father of algebra, and Ibn Sina, a pioneer of medicine, were both scholars and devout believers. Studying science is a way to understand Allah's creation. Mathematics reveals the harmony of the universe. Medicine teaches us how to care for the body He has entrusted to us. Philosophy sharpens our reasoning, and literature nourishes our soul. An enlightened believer is one who harmonizes religious knowledge with secular learning, applying and sharing knowledge. But learning for oneself is not enough. Knowledge that is not applied is like an unlit lamp. What is the use of having light if it guides no one, not even yourself? Share what you know. Learn, apply, teach. Inspire those around you. Everything you transmit is a seed planted in someone else's mind, and that seed can grow far beyond you. Seeking knowledge is not just a hobby or a luxury. It is a mission, a responsibility, a path to a richer, deeper, and more enlightened life. 5. Memorizing the Quran. Imagine a book so powerful that it does not remain confined to its pages, a book that lives within you, engraved in your memory, guiding your thoughts, illuminating your heart. That book is the Quran. Memorizing it is not just an intellectual exercise. It is an inner transformation, a direct connection between you and the words of Allah. Strengthening memory and intellect. The brain is a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. And among the best mental exercises is Quranic memorization. Those who engage in it develop exceptional concentration, a sharp memory, and unparalleled mental clarity. But it is not just about recording verses mechanically. Regular recitation, repetition, and above all, deep reflection on the words allow the divine message to be deeply rooted. Every memorized surah becomes a compass that guides the intellect, nourishes the soul, and disciplines the heart. Applying Quranic teachings in daily life. What is the value of learning a text if its content is not reflected in one's actions? The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, was not just a reciter of the Quran. He was the living embodiment of its teachings. To memorize is to understand. To understand is to act. The verses are not just words. They are principles to embody: patience in hardship, gratitude in blessings, justice in decisions. Every memorized word should find resonance in your behavior, character, and daily choices, finding guidance and inner peace. In a noisy world where thoughts collide and anxieties take over, the Quran is an oasis of serenity. Every memorized verse becomes a key to soothing the mind. When worry overwhelms you, recite. When doubt creeps in, recite. The divine word is not just heard, it heals. More than a text, the Quran is a presence. By having it within you, you are never alone. It reminds you of what truly matters, offers direction when everything seems unclear, and anchors you in deep peace that nothing and no one can shatter. 6. Practicing gratitude. Imagine waking up one morning and only having what you expressed gratitude for the day before. What would be left? Most of the time, we take our blessings for granted, chasing what we lack without seeing what we already have. Yet gratitude is more than just saying, "Thank you." It is a mindset, a force that transforms how we perceive life. Thanking others and Allah for received blessings every day holds moments of grace, a smile, a helping hand, a meal on the table. Details we often forget to acknowledge. Yet the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, "He who does not thank people does not thank Allah." Thanking others means recognizing that no one grows alone. It means valuing the efforts of a parent, a friend, or even a stranger who extended a hand. It is also a reminder that everything we have comes from Allah. Your health, your intelligence, your opportunities, none of these are guaranteed. So each day, take a moment to express genuine gratitude, focusing on what you have rather than what you lack. Dissatisfaction is a trap. We want more money, more success, more recognition, but if we do not learn to appreciate what we already have, nothing will ever be enough. Look around you. What you experience today may be something you once wished for. When you achieved it, did you savor it, or did you immediately chase after the next thing? Gratitude is a shift in focus. It does not mean ignoring ambitions, but not letting lack dictate happiness. Every morning ask yourself, what do I already have that makes me happy? This simple question can change your perspective. Cultivating a positive and fulfilling mindset. Being grateful programs your brain to see the good instead of the lack. It transforms the ordinary into a miracle, the mundane into treasure. Studies show that grateful people are happier, less stressed, and more resilient in the face of adversity. Make it a habit to note 3 positive things every day. A compliment received, a good meal, an enjoyable moment. The more you practice, the more your mind trains itself to see beauty where others see nothing. Ultimately, gratitude is not just a reaction, it is a way of life. A key to inner peace, serenity, and joy that no longer depends on what is missing but on what is already there. 7. Balance between faith and reason, a timeless quest. Imagine a world where science and spirituality walk hand in hand, where every scientific discovery opens the door to a deeper understanding of the divine. This world has existed, and it still exists for those who choose not to see faith and reason as adversaries, but as 2 sides of the same coin. Islam has never been a religion that shuts the door to reflection. On the contrary, the Quran constantly calls upon human intelligence. Do they not reflect? Surah 47:24. Throughout history, the greatest minds of Islamic civilization have found a balance between belief in a creator and the rational exploration of his creation. Take Ibn al-Haytham, the pioneer of optics. He did not just believe that light was a miracle from Allah. He sought to understand how it behaved. His research laid the foundation for the modern scientific method. His work did not distance him from faith. On the contrary, studying light deepened his contemplation of the Creator's brilliance. Then there is Avicenna, Ibn Sina, a physician and philosopher whose works influenced Europe for centuries. For him, reason and revelation were not opposed. He believed that faith guided the intellect toward truth, and that science helped us better understand divine wisdom. Even today, the question arises, must we choose between faith and reason? The mistake would be to think that one must overpower the other. A mind guided only by faith can fall into blind dogmatism. A mind that relies solely on reason risks plunging into existential emptiness. The key is in their complementarity. Humans have been given a heart to believe and a mind to understand. Why should we deprive ourselves of either? 8. Always ask questions. The engine of intelligence. There is a scene that repeats itself throughout history. A child looks up at the sky and asks, why do the stars shine? A scientist examines an experiment and wonders, why does this phenomenon occur? A believer reads a verse and reflects, what is the deeper meaning behind these words? This is no coincidence. Behind every great discovery, every advancement, every spiritual enlightenment, there is a question. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, understood this well. He said, the cure for ignorance is to ask questions. In a society where knowledge was often reserved for an elite, he encouraged his companions to inquire, to seek, to never accept without understanding. His teaching opposed blind obedience. Faith, yes, but with discernment. Intellectual curiosity is a divine gift, a flame that must be nurtured. When the Muslims of the Golden Age asked questions, They revolutionized the world. Why do celestial bodies move this way? Al-Biruni asked, laying the foundations of modern astronomy. How does the human body function? Al-Zahrawi inquired, paving the way for advanced surgery. What is truth? Al-Ghazali pondered, giving rise to deep reflections on philosophy and spirituality. But today, do we still ask enough questions? In a world saturated with information, many passively absorb what they read or hear, without ever questioning it. It is easier to accept a ready-made answer than to dig deeper. Yet it is through questioning that we evolve. So never stop asking why. Whether it concerns a religious concept, a natural phenomenon, or a widely accepted idea, reject intellectual complacency. Be the curious mind that seeks, doubts, challenges, and through questions not only illuminates their own path, but also that of others. 9. Helping others, the wealth that cannot be seen. Imagine a world where no one extends a helping hand, where everyone lives for themselves without concern for others. A cold, disconnected world ruled by indifference. Now imagine the opposite, a world where helping others is natural, where every action matters, where people genuinely care for one another. Which world would you rather live in? The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, said, "The best of people are those who are most beneficial to others." This hadith encapsulates a profound truth. Our value is not measured by what we own, but by the impact we have on those around us. However, helping others does not only mean giving money. There are countless ways to be useful, and often the simplest gestures are the most powerful. A smile to someone having a tough day. A word of encouragement that rekindles a spark of hope. Listening without judgment, being present, offering moral support. These acts hold more value than we imagine. Even something we consider insignificant can transform someone's day or even their life. Look around you. Who needs help? Maybe an elderly neighbor struggling with groceries, a friend hiding their pain behind a smile, a stranger in the street who simply needs a bit of attention. Helping means being attentive, opening your eyes to the needs of others, and taking action without expecting anything in return. Here's the secret. By helping, we transform ourselves. Studies show that acts of generosity trigger chemical reactions in the brain, bringing a sense of well-being. Even more, helping strengthens social bonds, creates a sense of belonging, and reminds us that we are not alone. So choose your path. Live in a world where everyone thinks only of themselves, or in a world where each person becomes a source of goodness for others. True wealth is not measured in banknotes, but in the hearts touched and lives changed. 10. Living a balanced life. The art of juggling priorities. You've probably felt this pressure before. Juggling work, family, religious duties, health, as if each aspect of your life were a ball you had to keep in the air. Too often we put all our energy into one area at the expense of others. But what happens when we neglect an essential ball? Everything falls apart. Islam does not advocate extremism, but balance. Your body has a right over you, your soul has a right over you, and your family has a right over you. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, taught. This simple hadith contains a powerful secret. Everything has its place, and nothing should be sacrificed for something else. Some believe that being close to Allah means isolating oneself from the world, but Islam teaches the opposite. The greatest role models, like the Prophet's companions, were both worshippers, workers, parents, and active members of society. Faith is not lived apart from the world, but within it. Then there's the body. How many neglect their health under the pretext of prioritizing other aspects of life? Yet a mind weakened by fatigue and an exhausted body can neither pray with focus nor accomplish productive actions. Eating well, exercising, sleeping properly. These are not luxuries, but obligations. And family. We chase success, pile on work hours, and one day we turn around to see that our children have grown up without us, that our parents have aged alone, that our friends have drifted away. But what value does success have if there is no one to share it with? Nourishing relationships is as important as nourishing the soul and body. Balance is not a goal. It is a daily discipline. It is not about doing everything perfectly, but ensuring nothing is neglected for too long. Work, pray, take care of yourself, love, because true serenity lies in balance. 11th, patience and perseverance in learning, the path of masters. Imagine a child learning to walk. They fall again and again, but never do they think, "This isn't for me, I'm not meant to walk." They get up, stumble, try again, until one day they succeed. Why, as we grow older, do we forget this lesson? Learning is a journey, not a destination, and like every journey, it is filled with obstacles. The greatest scholars, inventors, and thinkers all faced failure. But what set them apart from those who gave up was one thing: perseverance. Look at Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb. When asked how he felt about failing thousands of times before succeeding, he responded, "I have not failed 10,000 times. I have simply found 10,000 ways that do not work." This mindset is key. In Islam, patience is a fundamental virtue. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, said, "Knowledge is acquired through learning, and patience through perseverance." Learning takes time. It requires accepting that you won't understand everything immediately. It means trying again without becoming discouraged, because every attempt, every difficulty, and every obstacle strengthens not only the intellect, but also the character. How many times have you wanted to quit because a subject was too difficult, a project too ambitious, or a language too hard to master? Ask yourself this simple question: if I stop today, where will I be in a year? In the same place. But if you continue, slowly, even with mistakes, you will make progress. And that is the real victory. No one becomes an expert overnight. No one climbs a mountain in a single leap. Every step, every corrected mistake, every lesson learned is a brick in the foundation of your growth. So keep going, fail, learn, try again. That's how brilliant minds are built. 12. Always remember Allah, the intelligence of the heart and mind. There are two types of knowledge: the kind that fills the mind and the kind that enlightens the soul. One can make you a scholar, but the other can make you truly fulfilled. Only a balance between the two leads to true wisdom. Because what is the point of vast knowledge if it lacks meaning? Throughout history, how many intellectuals have dominated their era with their knowledge, only to be blinded by their ego? How many have tried to conquer the world with their intelligence, yet never conquered their own hearts? Islam teaches us that science, when disconnected from Allah, can become cold, even destructive. But when guided by spirituality, it becomes a light. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, compared a pious scholar to a full moon illuminating the sky, while other stars, though present, remain in the shadows. This means that true knowledge is not just an accumulation of information, but a connection between intellect and the divine. Look at the greatest scholars in Islamic history. Ibn Sina, Avicenna, a genius in medicine and philosophy, saw every function of the human body as proof of Allah's perfection. Al-Khwarizmi, the father of algebra, used his discoveries to organize the world, always recognizing that ultimate order belongs to God. These brilliant minds knew that their intelligence was a gift from Allah, a tool to be used for good, not to feed their own pride. So ask yourself, why do I seek knowledge? Is it to impress, to dominate, to shine in the eyes of others? Or is it to understand, to grow, to better serve? Every piece of knowledge is a key, but it must open the right door. A true scholar is not the one who knows the most, but the one who knows with humility, the one who remembers that every discovery is a sign, that every unveiled truth is a reminder of the Creator, because intelligence alone can elevate a person, but only the awareness of Allah gives that intelligence meaning. By applying these 12 principles, we can cultivate sharper intelligence and a more harmonious life. Listening before speaking, practicing gratitude, seeking knowledge, and balancing faith and reason are powerful keys. Let's adopt these principles daily to nurture our minds and grow internally. And you, what technique will you start applying today? Thank you for staying until the end, and don't forget to subscribe and activate the notification bell. See you next time.